Graduands, your families and your friends, and Bond University colleagues, welcome to this 133rd Bond University graduation. This afternoon we will confer degrees in the Faculty of Society and Design. It's now my pleasure to introduce Bond University's Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Tim Bradford.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, everyone. Now we're live. What a great occasion graduation ceremonies are. They're few and far between. They're hard-earned, but they are tremendous occasions to recognise, to celebrate, to have fun, to think about your journey, and to thank the people that have assisted you along your journey. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet here today, and I acknowledge and pay my respects to elders past and present. I do so in the spirit of reconciliation. I acknowledge our 8th Chancellor, the Honourable Dr. Annabel Bennett, who will preside over today's ceremony. And there are a large number of special guests who I'd like to acknowledge, and indeed I think everyone here in their own way is a special guest. Please don't feel that you have to leave the room. Everyone is welcome here. I acknowledge Dr. Suhail Abedian, the patron of the Abedian School of Architecture, his wife Anne, and together with the extended family. Suhail, it's always great to see you here and fantastic to have your continuing support. Members of the University Company, thank you for your support. Academic colleagues who have been part of the educational journey which has been behind our students, various support staff, colleagues, proud parents, grandparents, friends, siblings, children, wider members of family, and just general community supporters. Thank you so much and welcome. As you look around the room, you'll see the flags from which the countries from which our students originate. And as you cast your eye around the room, you'll see that there are almost 100 flags, which is quite remarkable for an institution sitting here on the Gold Coast. This university, when it first opened its doors in 1989, was determined to be different. Indeed, it was a university that set itself apart and has continued to set itself apart by not being the university which happens to be 6 train or bus stops down the road. It is a university of choice, it is a university of study destination. Many of our students have travelled long distances to be here at Bond, and indeed I'm conscious that many people who are here to see your moment today have also travelled long distances, so I thank you all. Our student population here at this university is comprised roughly, about a third of our students come from Queensland, about a third of our students come from the other Australian states and territories, and about a third of our students come from overseas, particularly from North America, and also, as you'll see later today, from Asia. So for those of you who have travelled to be here, thank you, but I pay my particular thanks because I know that several of our graduands are from far north Queensland, and in particular the town of Townsville. And I particularly acknowledge the circumstances of the community up there, and I know that several of our students are from there and have family and friends and community up there, and our thoughts and best wishes are with you. The diversity of humanity which is reflected here in our student cohort and population is consistent with the diversity of humanity which occupies this planet of ours. And we are proud of the fact that we emphasise global citizenship and an understanding of humans across geopolitical boundaries as a key feature of your education. And probably in this university's entire existence, going back a span of over 3 decades, perhaps never, other than the current time, has it been more important to have that understanding. You, The upcoming generation gives us, the older generation, hope. You are our hope. And today, we are very proud to recognise and celebrate your achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to follow today's proceedings in the program that you have on your seats or underneath your seats. And I ask you to be patient, respectful, but of course appreciative of the efforts of each and every individual graduate as they cross the stage and have their moment in the limelight. They've deserved it, so be respectful and patient and let them have it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to formally introduce our current Chancellor, the Honourable Dr. Annabel Bennett, and I would ask Dr. Bennett to come up here and provide some opening remarks. Annabel?
Diversity includes diversity of height. They give me a little box to stand on so I can see you all properly. This is a wonderful moment, ladies and gentlemen, and of course to the graduands. And it's formal, but it's also informal. I've noticed there are a number of very young members of people's families here today, starting from the very babies up to some younger children and beyond. And of course, this is a long ceremony for them. And I know you're going to find this extraordinary, but it's not necessarily absolutely riveting for each and every moment. So if they run around and make a noise, please be patient because they're family and they're entitled to be here. And from Bond's perspective, we're very interested in welcoming them so that they come back and become Bondies themselves. And we'll get them to walk across the stage as well. I was going to say, and I will say something a little later about the importance of Bond and what it means to be here, but before I forget, I want to mention something special. Now, we all know that part of the joy of being at Bond is being a student and having a student cohort, and the other part, of course, is the wonderful contribution from the staff and the fact that Bond staff are integrally involved with the students. When I first met the Vice-Chancellor, you'll be pleased to hear, I said to him, so give me an idea of what is it that, what is Bond's mission? And he said, we have a very simple mission, he said. We have 3 priorities. Our first is the students, our second is the students, and our third is the students. But of course, that can't happen without the staff. And all of the staff here, I hear stories all the time about their involvement, but there's one person who has been part, you heard the Vice-Chancellor say that Bond is about to turn 30, and I'll come back to that. But there is one person who, through the history of Bond's recent times, has been an absolute stalwart of the university and a joy and a wonderful presence. And today, as usual, being part of the university, he is spending his 70th birthday here as part of these graduations. And that's Alan Finch, who is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Students and Support Services. And I would like you to join with me and wish Alan a very happy birthday. Everywhere I go, I wonder what it is about Bond. And I've discovered one thing that happens everywhere. As soon as someone says to me, what do you do? And I've got a few different things. But as soon as I mention Bond, there's a look that comes over the face of anybody who's ever been associated with this place. It usually breaks into a great big smile, and there's a sense of bonding, a sense of recognition. And of course, as we know, once a Bondie, always a Bondie. And I know that even though some of you may be going on to work in other places and have chosen to take postgraduate ideas in other universities, we claim you first. You're ours and we will not let you go. And one of the ways in which you can stay here, of course, is that you can keep your cohorts together, keep your friendship groups, create your own apps of any description as they go through WeChat, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever it is that takes your fancy and whatever develops, you make sure that there's a Bond network in that because you'll enjoy that. And then you also, wherever you go in the world, you are still a Bondie and you form alumni networks and then you come back to us and you're part of us always. Because the Vice-Chancellor said one thing that I thought was interesting, apart from the other things he said, which are all fabulously interesting. He did say, he talked about the diversity at Bond. And of course, there are very different sorts of diversity, aren't there? There's diversity in who you are and where you come from, but there's also diversity of thought and diversity of experience. And the one thing at Bond that we nurture and love to see are people taking on diversity of subject matter, diversity of thought, diversity of experience, diversity within each other, because everything you do during your academic and life, your academic life and your ordinary life, makes you something different, but it also gives you a different set of skills. So I'm not going to talk about me because that's always very boring and you're not here to hear that, but for example, I started in science and then I went to law. And everyone started off saying to me, ooh, how can you do science and then law? And the one I loved was, they said, don't they think differently? Who thinks differently? I always thought logic was logic last time I heard, analysis was analysis. But that gave me something that took me through my professional life really well. So you're going to have that opportunity. You're starting out, grab every opportunity that you can get, everything. Every time someone says, would you like to, say yes. You can always say no later. Don't necessarily take that all the way through to marriage, but it's not a bad idea as a philosophy of life. And of course, part of that you've experienced within the Faculty of Society and Design, because it covers so many areas. You've got such a broad range of programs. You've got film and television, multimedia, psychology, architecture, international relations, language, philosophy, construction, management. Oh my goodness. So I hope many of you have taken the opportunity to take different aspects through your course so that you can bring those together. And it's not too late because you can always come back and do more. We'll welcome you back any time. But of course, there are such wonderful opportunities to excel. So for example, Senior Teaching Fellow Caroline Graham recently won a coveted Walkley Award for her podcast series Lost in Larimer, released last year in collaboration with the Australian newspaper, and several of our journalism students worked on the project alongside Carolyn as researchers gaining invaluable experience. What an opportunity is that? Congratulations. After 3 years of students and staff working in partnership with the Makira Ulua Provincial Government in the Solomon Islands, we're excited about the completion of the program's first major infrastructure project, Stage 1 of the Kira Kira Marketplace redevelopment, which provides for an economic centre for the community. So with Bond's assistance, the project started in 2015 with the community consultation and master planning at the Kira Kira Town Centre. Now, what a way to leave a university having experienced something like that and having that on your mental and obviously practical CV. Students and staff were involved throughout the project to assist with securing funding, design and cost estimates, and through the construction and implementation phase. And each year a group of our students spend several weeks on site in the Solomon Islands. So that end product already will leave a legacy. So those of you who've worked in that and have been part of that and have supported the students who've been part of that already have a legacy at the very beginning of your career. Just think what you've got to do later. World is your oyster. We've had a recent collaboration between journalism and media and design students, which saw the Happiness Project come to life. And that's a large-scale data initiative which uses more than 17,000 data points to investigate the geography of advantage and disadvantage in 540 local government areas across Australia. So by using census and other publicly available data, the biggest conclusion of the project is that the biggest factor associated with the overall quality of life isn't geography or wealth, it's education. So that's what you're here for. That's fantastic. Now, everyone here is really proud of you. The staff are proud of you, and your family and friends are proud of you. And soon, hopefully, you will graduate, because you haven't graduated yet. You're still a graduand. And of course, for those people in the audience, they're all sitting here waiting for your moment in the sun. And I have sat here. I've been a parent in this audience waiting for my daughter to go up and graduate. And two things happened. The first was I had this terrible fear that something would go wrong. That as her turn came, someone would say, no, not her. She hasn't done the right thing, she hasn't finished, there's some tiny bit of her course she didn't actually complete, or that speak now, forever hold your peace bit. I was terrified. So when you graduate and when that statement comes out, you'll be okay and everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. And what also happens is, and I'm sure many of you will notice it, as your loved one walks across the stage, so proud, you'll have a tear in your eye. And that's good, because most of the people here, everyone here is supporting someone, and many have made financial sacrifices to ensure that you are here. And so there's a wonderful moment of pride and relief to see that you've taken advantage of that moment, of that commitment by your family and friends, and that you have achieved. And you can do, that's the biggest payment back that you can make to those who've been here. So I congratulate the family and friends, and I congratulate the graduands. So one of the best things I get to do as part of my job as Chancellor is to conduct this ceremony, and I get to actually convert you from graduands to graduates. So I'm looking forward to meeting each of you for a moment on the stage, but in the meantime, I call on the Chair of the Academic Senate to present the candidates for degrees.
Will all candidates for degrees please stand? Chancellor, I wish to present graduands from the Faculty of Society and Design for admission to awards of Bond University. Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that the graduands have satisfied the requirements for admission to the award for which they are being presented.
With the authority of Council, I hereby admit you to the awards for which you have qualified. I also admit those who have qualified for their degrees who are unable to be present today. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment of graduation. Would you all now please join with me in congratulating the most recent graduates of Bond University. We will now move to the formal presentation of testaments.
Graduates, please be seated.
Chancellor, the following candidates are presented for the award of Research Doctorate. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with the thesis title, Primary and Secondary Features in Adults with Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder and Autism Spectrum Disorder, Ashley Stark. And for the thesis title, An Investigation into Risk Management Practices in Construction Projects, the Case of United Arab Emirates, Mundir Mahmoud Abdullah Al-Hassani. Chancellor, I present undergraduates from the Faculty of Society and Design. The Executive Dean will congratulate each candidate after they have been conferred with their degree. Ryan Donald McKillop. Jade Ann Anderson. Sheridan Lee Ballou. Shaquille Gaffer. Bronwyn Heidi Killy. Chloe Elizabeth Athens. Stephen Beleva. Braden John Bloomfield. Alani K. Brown. Thomas Philip Brunton. Shannon Marie D'Souza. The recipient of the 2018 Sahel Abedian Medal of Excellence, Ellie Georgia Gilchrist. Brooke Marie Harris. Michelle Sue. Kyle Loutet. Sara Paula Mora Rodriguez. Brittany May Patterson. Made Rashedi. Michaela Ann Simic. Zali Ayres Skinner. Emily Paris Kate Smith. Bruff Wibley. Kazan Wilson. Martina Camilla Zatta. Larisha Ahiloto Atiafa. Zhou Leng O. Moraine Glass. Manon Rosa Claudine Lafleur. Katia Jane Pearsall. The recipient of the Grenby Family Beyond Bond Medal, Neve Emily Sullivan. Eliza Victoria Yarnold. Chanel Angelique Belay. Beatriz Hernandez Cases. Kate Joy Ebeling. Sarah White. Jiao Hao Chen. Jing Yuan Chen. Tse Chun. Juling Zhou. Robbie Collings. Scott Lee DeRuda. Jordan David Hanau. Hunter Martin. Peng Yuan Shi. Gan Wong. Amanda Nicole Doyle. Nicholas Bradshaw. Summer Jade Brummeld. James Bruff. Della Rosa Evans. Jessie Evans. Robin Lee Fairbairn. Olivia Jasmine Gain. Ashley David Gex. Victoria Catherine Hetherington. Sydney Anna A. Mumby. Aisha Alisi Paleli. Alexis Sanchez Adem. Lara Elizabeth Jamison Stewart. Stephanie Francisca Teixeira. Jack Wells. Celine Vienand. Loisam Ng. Alice Royster. Lucas Grace. Courtney Mirapasi. Tamara Isabel Stanley. Alexandra Jane Bernard. Jasmine Ann Bonnell. Emily Ruth Bradfield. Amelia Charlotte Chapman. Gracie Eliza Clough. Eliza Susan Riley. Tegan Maria Copeland. Pierce Austin Hattie. Samantha Jane Hiller. Bailey Charles Jones. Simona Kadatz. Harry Nusafora. Nathan Kingsley Thompson. Nathan Alexander John Brown. Peter Kathleen Duncan. Jannica Elizabeth Felderhoff. Joshua Robert Gunson. Sharon Marie Hibbett. Hannah Jeffers. Amy Diana Koo. Zoe Allison McLaurin. Zachary Marion Mark. Ellie Genevieve McInerney. Ryan William Mackenzie. Robin Amanda Monique Selou. U Hin Ng. Andreas Sinclair Frangos. Sarah Elizabeth Herman. Dylan Chin Kwok To. Catherine Ann McKinnon Lee. Alexandra Fiona Alexius. Nushin Atefi. Adrienne K. Birchmore. Bianca Ann Davey. Tani Crystal Mackenzie. Olivia Marie Simard. Blake John Ritson. Shu Yao Wang. Henrik Wolf. Chancellor, I present postgraduates from the Faculty of Society and Design. Brian Boy Guahona. David Batiri. Dora El Sayed. Steve McCosker. Michaela Shirley Waiki Palm. Chantel Pin. Ellen Panuzzi. Wayne Dominic Lobo. Victoria Fedina. Sydney William Russell. Emma Somerville. Andrew Duong. So Jin Hong. Terapon Suanvitu. Francisco Aminga Chavez Barcelos. Patrice Marie Huggins. Juen Ru Ai. Ziji Ai. Yulong Cao. Xing Yi Chen. Yi Zuen Chen. Quan Gao. Chu Wei Guo. Si Yi He. Zhao Ji He. Bing Ching Jin. Q Yu Kong. Yang Yu Kwang. Young Lee. Ikun Lee. Zhao Li. Yuxuan Liang. Gao Chi Lu. Zi Cheng Lu. Ye Ting Ma. Shuai Chin. Li J. Ray. Jian Shen. Yi Ming Shen. Parsiman Singh Harry. Jing Su. Ju Sun. Shuai Sun. Yi Yun Sarah Sun. Yu Jo Sun. Yuan Wong. Yu Jie Wong. Yu Jie Wong. Zhu Tsuen Wong. Jingjing Wu. Wen Hao Wu. Yi Wu. Yi Ya Wu. Krishnendra Singh Yadav. Wei Chi Young. Shui Yen Young. Shuang Yan Yu. Ke Xin Yuan. Zi Xingzheng. Jin Zhao. Ying Liang Zhao. Ying Ying Zhen. Su Jen Jung. Jia Ying Jo. Jing Yi Cho. Kai Lin Zhu. Jing Ye Zhuan. Han Yang Zhu. Huai Ji Gao. Yi Ching Liu. Vinod Motilal Bhati. Ya Wen Cheng. J.D. Baba Saheb Dangat. Jimin Ding. Yu Hong Jing. Ning Lin. Jing Ya Ling. Sharina Lopez. Juan Fernando Osorio Salazar. Mayank Patel. Tao Peng. Feiyan Run. Wai Yip Wong. Hung Yu Shu. Le Yan. Danga in. Hung Yu. Shi Yu. Di Zheng. Xia Zheng. Li Zhou. Wendy Janes Schmidt. Laura Carson. Amelia Jane Norton. Wei Hong Zheng. Sam Webb. Vanessa Jose. Zrinka Ilicic. Catherine Prime. Elizabeth Marie Treston. Alana Wood. Lucas de Medeiros Paulino. Alexander Hurst. Natalie Ng. Michelle Versant. Maria Paula Lopez Castillo. Chancellor, the Valedictorian has been selected to give the address on behalf of the graduating cohort this afternoon. She is being conferred with a Bachelor of Psychological Science with a cumulative average of 93% and is the recipient of the 2018 John Hardy Achievement Medal. Rihanna April Lovegrove.
These down a bit. Six years ago, I sat in the reception of my high school in a small country town in Tasmania, waiting for my nan to come and pick me up from school. My body felt like it was on fire. I was nauseous and faint, and every time I stood or sat up, I was suffering from a set of symptoms that constituted the diagnosis for a peculiar chronic illness named postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I couldn't even make it halfway through the day before needing to go home and lie down. I felt hopeless and worthless, and I vividly remember my grade 8 coordinator, Mr. Gofton, politely suggesting that I stop coming to school full-time because I couldn't handle it. Fast forward to today. I'd firstly like to thank Mr. Gofton for his words of, shall we say, encouragement, as I have just attended over 800 hours of class successfully, with an illness that continues to plague my life, yet has also been my silver lining. Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, staff, special guests, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduates. I feel very lucky to be up here sharing this moment with you. You should all be so proud of your insurmountable efforts that have allowed you to claim a seat here today. I think that everybody in this room who has worked or studied at Bond University is familiar with just how quickly time passes at this institution. It moves like wildfire, something about Bond that we all know and secretly love. But because of this, we rarely get a chance to sit and reflect. And after doing so to write this speech, I realised that we have had the opportunity to learn some incredibly invaluable life lessons here. We learnt that getting involved and giving back is challenging, yet rewarding. That self-care is just as important as self-discipline. That structure is important, but flexibility vital. That you don't have time, you make time. That when your friend circle decreases in size, it often increases in value. That embracing new people and cultures helps us grow. And that learning extends far beyond the classroom. Some of us have also learnt some more trivial lessons. That group projects still suck. That contrary to popular belief, asking your friends to watch your stuff whilst you sit in the library whilst you leave for 2 hours, maybe more, doesn't make them liable. That scheduling a 9 a.m. lecture on a Friday was never a good idea. That you'll be far better off if you read the assigned textbook, but far saner if you occasionally embrace the summary page. And that polyphasic sleep is workable, but not recommended. I guess we can now admit that perhaps those overly nostalgic adults who tried to convince us that university would encompass some of the best days of our life were indeed right. Now, I understand that not everyone in this room knows who I am, but for those of you that do, you will know that I'll often always find a way to make every conversation into a bit of a philosophical discussion about some of life's deeper, and often darker, mysteries that most of us love to avoid. So, for the purpose of being authentic, and before you fall asleep, let me entertain you with something that I hope you can take away from today. Let's first approach the elephant in the room. It is highly likely that most of us have no idea what we're doing with our lives. I can imagine that a lot of you feel bittersweet about finishing here at Bond. On one hand, you are celebrating your monumental achievements, yet you can't help but consider the challenging feat that lies ahead as you move beyond a place of comfortability towards uncertainty, towards a largely unknown future. Now, most graduation speeches are embezzled. such that these feelings of fear are put on hold. Someone stands here and tells you that because you've worked so hard to get to the point you are today, you must have some unrelenting passion, that the next 10 years are going to be all smiles and rainbows, that you'll go on to do great things, that you'll have incredible experiences and meet whatever you deem to be the epitome of success. Unfortunately, as Russell McPhee once taught me in his famous Core 1 critical thinking and communication class, this is a slippery slope fallacy, a form of faulty reasoning, and as far as I'm concerned, very rarely does life work out this way. So, if there's any piece of advice that may be useful to you to help erase such a false belief, the first would be this. When someone asks you to follow your passion, they are giving you awful advice. Following your passion presupposes that you have one. Unfortunately, most of us don't. Instead, we must develop it. As the author of my favourite book, Cal Newport, eloquently puts it, passion comes after you put in the hard work to become excellent at something valuable, not before. In other words, what you do for a living is much less important than how you do it. If you don't produce, you won't thrive, no matter how skilled or talented you are. In essence, it is okay if you don't have a passion. Most of us don't have some mystical inner voice that tells us what to do. But what each and every one of us does have, however, is a unique set of skills and attributes that, if you exercise them strategically and frequently, will make you a master at something that is worth something. Once you stop asking what the world can offer me and start asking what do I have or what can I develop that is valuable that I can offer the world, that's where you'll find what you're passionate about. So the second piece of advice that I want to remind you in hope to combat any fears you have about the future is something very close to my heart and probably a little bit cliche, but that is, don't be afraid of failure. I'm almost certain that every single one of you will face some form of deep-seated adversity in your lifetime. Perhaps it's the job that doesn't work out, the research that you devote your life to fails, the relationship that breaks down, the child that you lose, or the illness that you thought would never happen to me. Whatever your form of failure, it will happen and it will test you. It may even break you. But something it cannot do, as long as you don't let it, is define you. The reason I'm standing up here today to celebrate this milestone is not the result of some upwards trajectory, nor the result of talent or luck, merely the result of a courageous little voice at the end of every moment of perceived failure that said, I will try again tomorrow. Find your inner voice and nurture it. You may be surprised how far you can go with some grit and persistence in the face of adversity. Although today is a day to celebrate our graduates, on behalf of all of us, I must acknowledge that there are no self-made men or women. Beyond the surface features that we all love to celebrate here, the small class sizes, the first class facilities, the high-end technology, Bond University has offered us all with a plethora of opportunities and a unique, profound, character-building experiences that has led us here today. And in my humble opinion, such a privilege does not exist at any other Australian university. I must also take a moment to thank those unrelentingly hard-working and inspiring staff members who have helped us to get to where we are today. You were really only obligated to teach us content, yet often you rose above this expectation. Personally, never did I expect that I would gain friends, substitute mothers, mentors or colleagues from the staff that work here, and for these relationships I am sincerely thankful. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge my family. In particular, I want to make mention to my nan, who came all the way from Tasmania today to celebrate. I can assure you that, unlike in my high school days, she's not here to pick me up from school, but there is a high chance that she will be picking me up following tonight's celebrations. On a more serious note, as I pursued my goals here at university, my family have loved and supported me unconditionally. They struggled with their own life-threatening health ailments and endured the pain of loss, yet not once did they ever fail to put me first. I am grateful beyond words for my loved ones, and on behalf of my graduating class, I extend my gratitude to those loved ones who have been instrumental in the collective success of today's graduates. Fellow graduates, it is a unique experience to know so many different people in one room, and more importantly, to have had the opportunity to learn from some of you. I hope you all cherish the memories that you've made here at university, as, although some of them may be patchy, they will always form part of who you are. As you embark on your next chapter, wherever that may be, I encourage you all to continue to be a Bondi, to remember where you came from, to stand out and speak up, to hold yourself accountable, to keep absorbing new information, to immerse yourself in new experiences, to keep busy, to work hard, and to always stay connected. I'd like to leave you with an excerpt from a poem called Shake the Dust that will remind you, hopefully, all as you go out into your careers, to rise to your struggles with courage and to remember that you have a unique set of skills and experiences that have shaped you and that this is your source of power, a power that, if you are brave enough to harness, will allow you to achieve something far beyond what you ever thought you were passionate about. It goes like this. Speak every time you stand so you do not forget yourself. Do not let one moment go by that doesn't remind you that your heart beats 100,000 times every day and that there are enough gallons of blood to make every one of you oceans. Do not settle for letting these waves settle and for the dust to collect in your veins. This is for the continual pressing on for Satori and the everyday unfolding of our still untold human story. Shake the dust. Grab this world by its clothespins and shake it out again and again. Jump on top and take it for a spin. And when you hop off, shake it out again. Walk into it. Breathe it in. Let it crash. So, when the world knocks at your front door, clutch the handle tightly and open on up and run forward and fair into its widespread greeting arms with your hands outstretched before you, fingertips trembling, though they may be. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was excellent, Rihanna. Just simply outstanding. You've heard about Rihanna's journey, and who would have thought 6 years ago that she would be up here in front of over 1,000 people giving the valedictory address? Well, she thought that, obviously. You heard a little about her personal journey along the way. Can I just add a little more about her academic journey along the way? So her degree program involved her having to complete 24 subjects. And those 24 subjects obviously have now been completed, I checked. And we grade here up to 100%. And then within that we have alpha grade awards, the highest being a high distinction. So you heard earlier that Brianna's average mark across all 24 subjects was 93%. Well, out of the 24 subjects, she achieved 24 high distinctions, which means that she has a perfect grade point average of 4.0 out of 4.0. Moreover, out of the 24 subjects, she was first in her class amongst her peers on 19 occasions. Rihanna, that's an outstanding academic record. Indeed, it is a perfect academic record. And today you have delivered a perfect valedictory address. Congratulations. So graduates, we're very close to the end of the formal ceremony. We've just got a couple of things left to do. As our valedictorian mentioned, there are many people that have assisted you along your journey here. While the last few years, I trust, have been memorable and indeed remarkable years of your life, there is much ahead of you, just as much has gone before. And there are many people who have assisted you in your journey. Some of those people are in this room here today. Family, friends, partners, community members, perhaps anonymous donors of scholarships. And you'll have an opportunity to thank the people who are here today in person shortly. But there are many other people who are not able to be here with you today. So remember that they will be thinking of you, be it in far-flung places away from home, or be it in a far-flung place at their home. Please take a moment and let them know that you're thinking of them. The words thank you mean so much sometimes. They mean a lot more when it comes from your voice rather than your text message, Facebook, or other social media account. They want to hear from you. So please just take a moment, reach out to them and let them know that you're truly grateful. And forever be grateful, because education is one of the greatest gifts you can receive. Do not waste it. I trust we have prepared you well. There will be dark days ahead, as Ree has mentioned. That is life. We cannot promise you that a university education will pave the way for an easy life with no challenges and no hardship. That would be a false promise. But what we can tell you is I hope that we have equipped you with the skills and the tools to cope with those speed bumps in the road of life. As I've got to know some of you personally, but more so collectively, it's been a great pleasure having you here at this university. We wish you well in the days ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, a tradition of this university since the inception of Bond and when we opened our doors in 1989 is the Vice-Chancellor's charge. So at every graduation ceremony, in addition to wearing some rather strange clothes, I read out the charge, which is essentially an ode. It's a message to you and a challenge to you as to how you may perceive the university and live your life in relation to the university going forward. So I will shortly read the charge and I'll ask the graduates whether they accept it. Will you please be upstanding, graduates? I charge you as graduates of Bond University to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply your learning and education to the benefit of society, to pursue the highest standards in all of your endeavours with excellence always your aim, and to forever support and enhance the reputation of your university through engagement as proud alumni. Graduates, do you accept that charge? Oh, that was pretty weak. What do you reckon? I'm going to ask you again, including you, James. Graduates, do you accept that charge? Yes. That's better, thank you. Please be seated. Thank you all for coming. Graduation ceremonies are always ceremonies which are sort of full of mixed emotion. They are typically long ceremonies. You've been extraordinarily patient. I'm sure that our graduates appreciate your patience and respect and tolerance. Just a heads up, any parents out there, if you're thinking about, for those of you who come into the Gold Coast, thinking about going somewhere later on, don't go to 19 down at the Star. That's the after party. Avoid it at all costs. You'll run into this mob down there, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have one last opportunity to congratulate and say farewell to this graduating class. So I now ask you one last time to make as much noise as you possibly can for the latest graduates of Bond University.